discuss these things because these are somewhat is one thing is somewhat obsolete. Otherwise, you have another way that means you have covered these things several times. But we usually do a practical stuff at the lab. But now situation is not allow us to do so. Anyway, I think you can understand the situation. Even I especially mentioned these different ways now. Different ways of introducing the cable may uh, is not compulsory in some cases with the computer operating systems, especially operating system itself try to can understand transmitting and receiving pairs. So no point of following that crossover cable, straight cable things is not valid further in between the communication in between the computers because operating system have on understanding. ඒක දන්නව නේද කට්ටිය? ඒ කියන්නේ operating system level එකකින් මේ twisted pair වල මේ straight crossover cable කියන එක වෙන වෙනම අඳුරගන්නේ නැහැ. දෙකම කොහොම හරි trigger කරගන්නවා communication එක establish කරගන්නවා. අපි ඔක devices අතර ගද්දි තමයි සමහර device වල ඒ කියන්නේ maybe in between two switches, switch and router, there are cases where we have to use this crossover and straight cable. But once computer and switch, computer and router or something like that, most of the cases it trigger from the operating system level. ඒක කට්ටිය දන්නව ඇති නේද? This is the way how we use the straight and crossover cable. That means if we are using different devices, we are using crossover cable. Sorry. In between two computers crossover, no? I not.
Yes, sir. Same devices use the crossover.
In crossover. However, in this case, computer and router also it says crossover.
Yes, we can also use.
Yeah. And
it's
computer.
It's like as a console cable, sir.
Huh?
Computer and router cable. This between computer and router cable. So we use crossover cable for console cable to configure the.
Yeah, it is actually different thing. We have straight cable, crossover cable, and console cable. Console cable is for what? What is the purpose of using the crossover cable? ඇයි අපිට console cable එකක් ඕනේ වෙන්නේ? It helps us to do something which we cannot do with the crossover or straight cables. Ethernet cable එකකින් කරගන්න බැරි දෙයක් console cable එකකින් කරනවා. මොකක්ද ඒක?
Configuration.
We can configure switch and routers using console cable as physical.
Yeah. Then same thing can be done via the remote. Yeah, one thing is I would say like this. Yeah, we can do that. There is an important part in that as well. But we can do it remotely. But we essential to use console cable. What is that situation? It is essential to use. That means what Ethernet cable will not support in any manner for that. Huh? Console cable එක නැතුවම බැරි වෙන වෙලාව මොකද්ද? Same device එකේ Ethernet cable එකකින් හරි connect කරන්න පුළුවන්.
මේ මොකද්ද මේ අර ඒ device දැන් මේ router හරි computer හරි එහෙම නැත්නම් OSI එකෙන් මේ මොනවාද port මාරු කරගන්න බැරි අවස්ථාවකදී
port මාරු කරගන්න බැරි අවස්ථාවලදී
ඒ කියන්නේ
මේ මාරු කරගන්න බැරි වෙන්නේ
අර මේ දැන් දැන් තියෙන ඩිවයිස් ගත්තාම දැන් කම්පියුටර් එකට ස්විච් එකක් ගහනකොට ස්විච් එකේ තියෙන OS එකෙන් මේ අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරගන්නවා ඒකේ අර ක්‍රොස්ஓවර් කේබල් එක මේ ස්ටේට් කේබල් එකේ පළවෙනි පින් එක දෙවෙනි පින් එක තුන්වෙනි පින් එක ඊට පළවෙනි පින් එකෙන් ආවලා තුන්වෙනි පින් එකෙන් කැප්චර් කරගන්නවා. එතකොට දැන් ඒක දැන් තියෙන ඩිවයිස් එක ඒක ඔටෝමැටිකලි කනෙක්ට් කරගන්නවා මේ ඌ මාරු කරගෙන එක මේ නමුත් සමහර ඩිවයිසස් තියෙනවා OS එකෙන් අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරගන්න බෑ ඒ යවන එකයි එතකොට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම එකෙන් යවලා තුනෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ එහෙම.
I think you are describing some other situation anyway. The use of the console cable, it is essential to use at the very beginning for the initial configuration. ඒ වෙලාවට අපිට Ethernet cable එකක් ගහලා වැඩේ කරන්න බෑ. It is essential to have the console cable. At the same time, if switch or router under just maintenance due to the crash, switch එක crash වුණා. මොනක් හරි වුණා. ඒ වෙලාවට Ethernet cable detect කරන්නේ නැහැ. routers වලට Ethernet cable detect කරන්නේ නැති situation එකක් තියෙනවා crash එකක් ඇති වෙන වෙලාව. So by that time network engineers bring their laptop and console cable and visit the site or server room and plug the computer into the whatever the intermediate device and configure or reconfigure or troubleshoot, whatever the term you can use. During that time actually we cannot access those devices, those intermediate devices like switches and routers over the network. Remotely we can't access. We have to reach physically. Someone mentioned that it is good when we want to configure switch physically, we have to use the console cable, right? But the physical configuration is essential when there is interruption with the devices or there is a new device. අලුත් device එකක් හරි switch එක router එක interrupt වුණොත් it is essential to use the console cable, right? I think we cover these things. Stop somewhere. Can anyone remember? I can remember that I didn't get into these videos. Okay, let's start from this point. It says switch provides many dedicated point-to-point virtual circuits between connected networking devices. That is the advantage. That means physical ports you can see outside. Switch at the බලපුවම ports එළියෙන් පේනවා. ඇතුලෙන් කොහොමද connection එක හැදෙන්නේ? port 1 වලට connect වෙච්ච device එකයි 5 වලට connect වෙච්ච device එකයි අතර කොහොමද communication එක සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ? ඇතුලෙන් switch එක ඇතුලෙන්. port 1 and 5 virtually connected inside the switch. When switch is communicating in between device connected to port 1 and 5, that virtual connection is established, right? Then any other communications are not in position to interrupt the communication in between 1 and 5. 1 and 5 අතර virtual circuit එකක් හදා ගන්නවා කියන්නේ just wire එකකින් connect කරා කියලා හිතා ගන්න. 1 and 5 අලුතෙන් wire එකකින් connect කරා. එහෙනම් වෙන කාටවත් ඇවිල්ලා interrupt කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. So virtual connection, but it is similar to the physical connection. We are introducing this virtual circuit concept to share the resources. What is the element we use to introduce this virtual circuits? Important element in the layer 2 device? MAC address table, right? Based on the MAC address table, it find out what would be the destination and establish the link in between particular two ports. But if it is the case of hub cannot do that part because it has no, hub does not have that MAC layer. So hub is not in position to introduce the virtual circuit. So hub is not in position to avoid the collisions, right? collision හදන්න hub එකට hub එක environment එක coalition එක හැමතිස්සෙම තියෙන දෙයක්. But in this case, as far as virtual circuits are introduced, depending on the communication in between the port, right, there is no collision. Virtually impossible, it says. Right? Did you get the point there? තේරුණාද ඒ point එක?
Yes, sir.
Others, 10 students are there. Yeah, Tarinder. Dinesh?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay, if you have any question, just raise, right? I'm willing to just discuss and continue because we have enough time to cover the sessions. That means we have selected 4-5 slide sets. So we better clarify everything and go forward. Then you no need to bother about the whatever the things you have already covered, right? The second point, it says new switch will have preset configuration with factory default. This is the initial configuration. Preset configuration with factory defaults. Actually, with this one, even some cases we no need to use console cable essentially because new switches has the preset configuration and those can be understandable over the Ethernet cable. දැන් අපි කිව්වට අලුත් device එකක් configure කරන්න නම් අපිට console cable එකක් ඕනෙමයි කියලා. සමහර device වල මේ preset configuration factory default configuration තියෙන නිසා we can even plug that one over the Ethernet cable and do the initial configuration via Ethernet cable. No need to incorporate the console cable. But traditionally speaking, we essential to have the console cable for initial configuration and once there is an issue with the device, intermediate device. Hope you got the point, right? Then thirdly, it says this configuration will rarely meet the needs of the network administrator. This configuration will rarely meet the need of the network administrator. That means, what is this configuration? මොකද මේ this configuration කියලා refer වෙන්නේ එතකොට? Anyone in the class?
Basic configuration.
Yeah, factory default configuration, preset configuration. අලුතෙන් device එකක එන initial configuration ටික. මේ configuration ටික rarely meet the needs of the network administrator. Right? So what is the understanding? It just provide the basics for devices to connect maybe through the Ethernet cables and do the balance configuration, right? Because if it is just come with the very empty way of configurations, we cannot connect it, then it is essential to have the console cable. But if there is some factory default basic configuration, in that case we might be able to communicate with the intermediate device over the Ethernet. දන්නවන්නේ දැන් අර ADSL එකේ router එකේම IP එක අපි දන්නවනේ 192.168.1.1 ඔහොම එකක් නේද දෙන්නේ 0. Can anyone remember that who is using that SLT thing? මේක උදාහරණයක් විතර SLT ගෙදර domestic ADSL router එකේ features අපේ මෙතන කතා කරන router වල features වලට ළඟින්වත් තියන්න බෑ. නමුත් I want to get that preset configuration understanding, right? Always that ADSL routers run in locally and there is a specific IP for that. Once you logged into that, you can find the different IPs are there. Even you can change them according to your requirement. So you are not using the console cable in that regards because this preset configurations help you to connect with the ADSL router over the Wi-Fi network or wired network. So you can do balance configuration, right? Some may fix into the dynamic assigning IP, some may fix to the particular static IPs, whatever the configuration you can make, but the initially the router is accessible via particular IP, which is actually preset configuration. I want to give that idea of preset configuration with the domestic ADSL routers, which is actually mentioning as a router because it has that layer 3 functionalities, but it is not even comparable with industrial routers, right? Okay. Any question?
Clear, sir.
Clear, no? Okay, let's move forward. Switches can be configured and managed from the command line interface. Command line interface is the approach of the network engineer, because there is, what is the other way? One is the command line interface, the other way, there are two ways. If you refer to the title of the third video, you can find it. What is the title of the third video here?
Configuring using web-based interface and router.
That means the
SSH.
CLI command line interface is one approach. Other approach is web-based interfaces, right? All the devices are providing the web-based interfaces. Give me a second, right? Okay. Those are the two approaches, right? So mainly too much technical people are using the CLI because all the features we can incorporate it with the routers and switches cannot be accommodated to the web interfaces. There are some limitation to many features are there, but some features we cannot achieve through the CLIs, right? Actually, these links are not working. Instead, actually, I found the video.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Dell HP switches වල graphical user interfaces තියෙනනේ configure කරන්න.
හැම එකේම තියෙන්න ඕනේ. නමුත් ඒක equallyම command line interface එකට match වෙනවා කියලා හිතන්න අමාරුයි. web based interfaces තියෙනවා හැම එකේ Cisco වලත් තියෙනවා. Then I will open the I will play this video and see. I think I couldn't find better video, but I think this one will be useful. You can see the video, no? Can you see the video?
Oh, yes,
Okay,
sir.
I'm going to play.
Hi, everyone. In this short video, I'm going to show you the basics of connecting a computer or laptop to the console port on a Cisco network device. This concept actually applies to other non-Cisco network devices. Just about any intelligent piece of network equipment has some kind of a some kind of a console port on it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a Cisco console cable. It doesn't necessarily have to be Cisco brand name, but for this video, this is what we're going to go with. It's typically baby blue. It's got female serial connector on one end. It's got RJ45 on the other. Also looks like a network connect. Now,
Sir.
I need a to USB adapter. Okay, serial male on one end, USB on the other.
Sir, මේ YouTube එකේ යන එකක්ද මේක?
නෑ මම download කරලා තියෙන link එක නම් මං ගාව නෑ දැන්.
සර් පොඩ්ඩක් මේ screen එක අඩු කරලා අපිට share කරන්න. කියන්නේ full screen නැතුව මේ normal sharing දාන්න පුළුවන් සර්. මේ full screen දාපුවම අපිට ගොඩක් මේ lag වෙයි පෙන්නන්නේ.
Equipment has some kind of a Cisco, some kind of a console port on it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a Cisco console cable. It doesn't necessarily have to be Cisco brand name, but for this video, this is what we're going to go with. It's typically baby blue. It's got female serial connector on one end. It's got RJ45 on the other. For those of you who are perfectionists, I know this is not an RJ45. It's also referred to as an 8P8C. Also looks like a network connector. Now, for those of you who don't happen to have a laptop or a computer with a serial port, and that's actually pretty common for most modern computers and laptops, you will need a serial to USB adapter. Okay, serial male on one end, USB on the other. When you connect this to the computer, it will require says, you know, cannot install hardware because it does need that driver. You connect the USB to a USB port on your laptop or computer. Just a side note here, a real common rookie mistake is they get this piece right here, and the first thing they think is, I know what that is. That's a network connector. So they plug it into the RJ45 on their computer, and then they start looking for something to connect this to. So if you've made that mistake, don't feel bad. That's pretty common. So what you need then is to take the other end of the USB adapter and mate that with the serial adapter or the serial connector on the Cisco console cable. So lastly, every intelligent network device, like I said, usually has a console port. On Cisco's, they're all labeled with this baby blue label. I'm going to dismount the camera and get a little closer and show you that. On any Cisco device that's intelligent, you need to look for the RJ45 port labeled console. That's a console port. That's a console port. There's a console port. There's a console port. Now here's a non-Cisco device. This is a Fortinet router, and if you look way back here in the corner, there's a console port right there. And this cable actually will work with that. I'm not saying it'll work with everything, but sometimes you get lucky and your Cisco console cable will work with other network devices. All right, so I'm going to connect to console port. Now, I wasn't going to get into the particulars of the software, but there's a couple things you should know. You will need a piece of software besides that driver that I told you about to make the USB to serial cable work. You will need some kind of a software program like HyperTerminal or PuTTY. Windows XP came with HyperTerminal. Windows 7 doesn't. You can install HyperTerminal on Windows 7, but you can also just easily get the free software called PuTTY. PuTTY is spelled P-U-T-T-Y. That's Papa, Uniform, Tango, Tango, Yankee. So PuTTY is a free software that lets you work with things like, you know, console cables. You start it, you launch it, you enter in the COM port. Again, this is not the scope of this video to talk about the software. I'm just showing you about the basic hardware connections. So I just launched my PuTTY. Now this device right here is on. If I hit enter a few times, see now I'm getting population. What I'm getting is what's known as a prompt, and it's waiting for me to enter like some login credentials. So now I'm talking to that Cisco device right here. All right. If you're not seeing this, there's a couple things could be going wrong. One is maybe your driver's not installed properly. Two is you may have the wrong COM port listed. If you want to know what COM port your serial to USB adapter is installed on, go into Windows Device Manager, look for COM ports, and you should be able to see it there. And it'll say COM port 4 or 5 or 6. All right. So that's how you do that. I hope that helps somebody out there. Thanks for watching.
That's how we connect the console cable and start with the CLI configuration. I actually couldn't find the proper video for the web console interface. I will show you through the actual Cisco packet tracer how it works. Actually, you have the two opportunities to configure the IP address. What are those? Through the actually one is the console CLI, the other one is the web interface or whatever the UI, right? Some devices provide as the UI. Actually, typically it comes as the HTTP web, right? Locally or yeah, it is locally 192.168.1.1 might be the typical IP for local IP address. So configuration can be done via that. Till the Cisco packet tracer is installed, we will just move forward and see the example for both CLI configuration and the web interface configuration later. I think it is finished. I'm not sure whether this is the latest, right? You better use the latest because okay, you can see the packet tracer, no? With this one,
Yes, sir.
sorry, no?
We can see it.
Yeah. Once you click on the switch, you can find the both command line interface and where is the other? Okay, this is the CLI. Anyway, these commands are executed. Once we use this user interface for configuring. I didn't make any configuration yet, but I click on different interfaces based on that CLI also executing that command. That's how it happened actually. Although you are using web interfaces for configuration, whatever the your interaction with the web interface through the clicks will appear in the CLI as the command. අපේ web interface එකට ගිහලා ඔයාලා කරන click හැම එකක්ම මෙතන command විදියට execute වෙනවා CLI එක. ඒක තමයි මේ පෙන්නන්නේ. මට මතක නැහැ මෙතන මේ web interface එක තිබ්බ IP එහෙම configure කරන්න කියන්නේ. anyone remember that separate interface? I cannot remember from where it comes. To configure that, I think with the computer it has, ne? Yes, with the computer. Yes.
Switch එකට virtual IP එක ගන්න දෙන්න පුළුවන්.
Yeah,
VLAN IP ගන්න දෙන්න පුළුවන්.
VLAN, yeah. And for the port security things, we can assign different IPs. That means sticky thing. IP set කරන්න පුළුවන් ports වලට ඒ computer එක විතරක් ඒ port එකෙන් access කරන්න එහෙම කියලා. නමුත් not like routers, right? Routers are layer 3, this is layer 2. So if it is, as Vidhusan mentioned, if it is virtual interface only, we can provide the IPs. I think with this one, I think due to the poor installation, there is some issue. This one I mentioned, right? With this one, you can assign the IP for the computer. This is an example for what graphical user interfaces or web interfaces, right? If we have the opportunity to configure like this, that we call the whatever the web interface or graphical user interface is provided. So once we go to the
සර් ටර්මිනල් කියන එක නේද?
terminal, ne? මතක නෑ දැන් කාලෙකින් අල්ලලා නැතුව.
ඔව් සර් ටර්මිනල් කියන එක තමයි. හැබැයි සර් කන්සෝල් පෝට් එකට කනෙක්ට් කරපු නැති නිසා එතකොට පෙන්වන්නේ නැහැ මම හිතන්නේ.
All right, that's true. That's a type. Then at the same time we can connect. Okay, now you can see, no? Right, now actually now I am in the computer and open the command line interface here. Can anyone remember the command? I think I better exit from this. What is this mode? මම හිතන slides වලත් තියෙනවා, but we will just do something here and go. What is this mode? Switch?
user set.
Yeah, typical non-privileged mode, no? User mode or something like that. Then once we get into the privilege mode, we have to enter the command called enable. මේක font size එක වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද? Can you see anyway? You can see, no? Yeah, once we put the command called enable, it will go to the privilege mode. Actually, at the moment we have not set any password to get into that privilege mode. It is like a normal user of the computer is having the admin privilege in the computer. Normal user admin වෙනවා කියනවා වගේ තමයි user mode එකෙන් privilege mode එකට එනවා කියන්නේ. දැන් admin password එකක් තියෙනවනේ හැම computer එකම. ඇයි ඒ වගේ මෙතෙන්ද password එක set කරන්න. We will look into that later. Once someone in the privilege mode only can configure the switch. For that we use the command called configure terminal. So I type few text and use the tab. Right? I type few text and use the tab. Then other part of the command is appear. Configure terminal. See the different user mode with the arrow, privilege mode with the hyphen, configuration mode with this config part. Now anyone can configure the interface. So to configure particular interface, we have to get into the interface, right? Interface, fast Ethernet, zero. What is the? I think you can understand what is this mean. Interface fast Ethernet is the way to address Ethernet ports, right? As typically this features has the fast Ethernet. I didn't look into whether it is fast Ethernet or not. Just use it as fast Ethernet, but in the otherwise you have to check the what is the type of the port, right? Then zero mean what is here? Zero slash something. What is zero here? Have anyone think? You have used that one, but have anyone think about that? Has anyone think? Zero interface mean? Interfaces are starting from 1, ne? 1, 2, 3, 4 ne 0 කියලා එකක් තියෙනවද නෑ? I think no. මල්ලි lecture එක මම ගන්නම් හොඳේ. හරි okay. What is that 0? Typically it starts from 1 to 24. There are different ports. This is the port 1. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. If you want to refer port 4, this is the port 4. Likewise, you can continue whatever the number of ports there are, but 0 is something common. Will that become 1 later? මේක බිංදු 1 වෙනවද පස්සේ?
But going to 1, 0/1 to 0/24. I never heard fast Ethernet 1/1.
Yeah, the thing is, we are not installing the extra interfaces. But if we have to install the extra interface, for example, you may notice that there are the close karapu. Then you can see the ports, no? In the switch. In the same way, there are some other places which are very close, but you can place the additional interfaces there, right? For example, we have a switch. We have 24 ports in that switch, but we have 25 computers. Let's say 28 computers. So no point of purchasing a new switch, right? Instead of that, we purchase an interface. Then external VGA, external sound card computer වලට ගහනවා වගේ external Ethernet port set එකක් ගහපුවම මොකද වෙන්නේ? අපිට දෙන number of computers අපිට connect කරන්න පුළුවන් ගාන වැඩි වෙනවා. අන්න ඒ වෙලාවට තමයි එක පටන් ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ 0 කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Default interfaces available in the switch. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, you can switch off the switch, power off the switch, and install the new interface card and see that thing in the Cisco packet tracer. Right? Okay, let's move forward. Now I got into the which port? Now I'm inside the port 4. That is represented in the different form. Configure interface. Configure interface. Right? Because I'm inside the interface now. So do whatever the configuration, I have to come to particular interface. So what are the commands that I can use here? I put the question mark there. Then I can find what are the commands I can use here. Did you notice my command to get these things? Question mark.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I want to maybe do different thing. I'm not going to that detail because otherwise it is separate lesson, but this is the way we are doing. Right? If we are using the command IP, it says interface internet protocol configure commands. Another command is switch port. Set the switch port mode characteristic. Switch port එකේ switch වල තියෙන ports වල characteristics වෙනස් කරන්න switch port කියන command එක තමයි use කරන්නේ. මේ shut down the selected interface. We can shut down the selected interfaces, right? What is the purpose of shutting down the interfaces? ඇයි අපි shut down කරන interfaces? Let's shut down this one. See? Administratively down. Physically it is there, but that port is administratively down. Who did that? Admin user did that. What is the purpose of that?
Anyone can't, it will not can't access using
Yes, yes. If we want someone not to access that particular port for a long time, we just use that. For example, actually, if there are freely available ports in the switch, anyone can come and plug a computer to that switch. Then they can access the network very easily, right? So those might be introduced some security threats. As a result, although physical switches are available with the not use ports, physical switches තියෙන port use කරපු නැති. In that case, we better disable or shut down ports, then no one can use that, right? I will get into this switch again. These are the 24 port. Select the module. I think you guys are not charged for the data, no? Did you check? Yeah, if it is charged, let us know, right? I think there in this particular switches it is not possible, but you can switch off this switch. Somewhere here it is okay. මොකක් හරි වෙන ස්විච් එකක් අරගෙන ඒකට අලුත් ඉන්ටර්ෆේස් සෙට් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න මෙතෙන්ට ගිහලා බලද්දි ඒ කියන්නේ once you move your cursor on top of the switch, you can find the available ports. කොහොමත් port 4 down තමයි තිබිලා තියෙන්නේ. දැක්කද? You can see here only port 1 is up. I don't right? Only port 1 is up because our computer is connected with that port. Every other ports are down. So the command we put as shutdown for the port 4 has not appeared here because it is already down. So all the interfaces are 0/something. So if you try it with some other switch and add external or secondary switch, you can find 1/something with this list. So Thursday practical session, I think you can try it, right? Someone with this one can guide, right? Others with that. Okay, let's move with the lecture. So I wanted to just express that there are two ways. One is the CLI, the other one is the web interfaces. So we assign the IP address for the computer with the some sort of a GUI mode, which is similar to the web-based interface. And we use the CLI for looking into the some detail about the switch. So technical guys are mostly using the CLIs. But average technical or non-technical person, they can manage with the networking devices through the given web interfaces. Right? Is it clear? Okay, so let's move forward. The first thing it says, network administrator must be familiar with the many tasks to be effective in managing a network with the switches. Right? So network administrators are the one who are making the this networking or internet environment very much convenient for the users. Network නේ අන්තිමට තියෙන මොන application එක හැදුවත් අපි backbone network එක strong නැත්නම් accommodate කරන්න යනවාද මිනිස්සු websites වලට resources use කරනවද නැහැ. So network administrators should be familiar with the way to manage the switches in effective manner, right? Then it says some of these tasks are associated with the maintenance of switch and its internetworking operating systems, right? So it says maintenance of the switch, maybe some configurations, maybe introducing the multiple VLANs instead of one or two, right? Whatever the maintenance with related to the switch. Switch එකක් තියෙනවා දැන් අපි switch එක ගැන කතා switch එක 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 විදිහට අපිට use කරන්න පුළුවන්. network හරියට දන hard එකක් format කරන විදිහ අනුව වගේ තමයි ඉතින්. ඒ කියන්නේ hard එක computer එකක් ගන්න එක නේ එක්ක C1යි D1යි E1යි කියලා කෑලි තුනකට කඩා ගන්නවා. මොකද මොන හරි OS එකේ issue එකක් වුණොත් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? C1 format කරන්න විතරයි ඕනේ. ඔය කතන්දරේ දන්නේ නැති එක නැත්නම් ඒකට වෙලාවක් නැති එක C1ේම folders ටික හදාගෙන ඉන්නවා මම වගේ. I also just used the C drive, still I couldn't because this is a new laptop from the office. I still couldn't manage the other drives. Similar to that actually. Similar to that. That means switch also we can accommodate one advanced switch. Once you purchase one advanced switch for office, maybe 8 to 10, 15 people are working for the office. They can manage with one single switch with introduction of virtual local area networks. But if someone is not aware about that, they just purchase that sort of a VLAN capable switch, but they are not introducing the VLAN. They just use that one for connecting the device, which is not secure enough, right? Which is not secure enough, right? Then operating system, internet working operating system. It plays huge role. As you know, whatever the operating system make the hardwares or utilize the hardwares effectively, right? Provide some buffers memory buffers, right? Then only operating system can provide the better service, because whatever the requests come from the users are managed by the operating system. Direct into here and there will be happen through the operating system. So internet working operating system is the operating system with the Cisco switches, right? So operating system is also having huge responsibility with related to the better performance of the networks. Others are associated with managing interfaces and tables for optimal, reliable, and secure operations. Make a කියන තරම් ලේසි නෑ. There are so many things to do with the switch. We are also covering very little, but once you continue with that Cisco certification, CCNA 1, 2, 3, 4 is the new format, and then CCNP, whatever the other, I also have no idea much about the remaining stuff, but it says CCNP also security, then internet. Anyone aware about that? That means there are different level anyway. All are talking about how to manage the switches and routers and utilize the operating systems in reliable, optimal, secure. Many people can use different words. Or make a මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. But once there is some question with related to these things in the exam, you have to use those terms, right? Optimal use, reliable use. Then we can realize, this guy has some understand. අපි මේ configure කරලා මෙයා කරලා මොකද කරන්නේ? switch එක optimally use කරන එක කරන්නේ. switch එකෙන් ගන්න තියෙන උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජනේ ගන්න තියෙන. දැන් switch එකක් advanced switch එකක් අරගෙන VLAN introduce කරලා ඒක පාවිච්චි කරේ නැත්නම් ඒක වැඩක් තියනවද? වැඩක් නෑ. So that is the idea, right? There are a lot to do with the switch and routers. Here the focus is the switch. So we'll get into detail as much as possible, covering the scope of the module, right? Basic switch configuration, upgrading the iOS, and performing password recovery and essential network administration are essential network administration skills. So what are the essential network administration skills? Basic switch configuration, upgrading the iOS. Upgrading means iOS becomes obsolete, because whatever the Windows are updating, different versions are appearing now. So in our case, with iOS also same thing. Yeah, right? And you will be thorough with whatever the configuration, upgrading, using the password as required, right? It is essential to use password to get into the privilege mode. It is essential to use password to get into the configuration mode, because although all are system engineers, the configuration part may be assigned for a particular person. That person may be the responsible one. So we better provide the password for configuration and allow him to control whatever the configuration in responsible manner. Okay. Any question? ළමයි කතා කරන්න නැතුණු ඉන්නවද නැද්ද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. ළමයි 11 ඉන්නේ මදි හොඳේ.
No, sir. Question.
අපි B1 වල ඉඳන් B2 වලට ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර්ස් දෙන්නේ ආය. ළමයි මදි අපිට B1 එකට හොඳේ. කියන ටිකත් accepted දන්නේ දැන් 3ක් pending approval අරගෙන දුන්න ළමයිට. sorry තමයි කියන්න තියෙන්නේ මේ ළමයි 11ක් තියාගෙන මේ B1 එකේ අපිට වැඩ ළමයිනේ B1 එකට. I think it will not be doable. We discussed at the faculty board also, and later on, since there were 3 requests already happened and accommodate, we forwarded to the faculty board. We just try to get the approval from the council, but council also will ask how many student count in the B1. So I'm not sure whether if there is new request, whether it will be approved, because we also at first head should recommend. As a head, I can recommend any software students to move from B1 to B2 now because of the number of students in the B1. In my side, I recommend there were 6 requests at the last time. 3 were forwarded to the faculty board. I forgot another 3. Then I get the approval from the academic staff. Still, it is pending, and I'm forwarding it to the faculty board on first day after tomorrow. I try to get the approval. I try to get the recommendation from the faculty board first. Then council will be happen 8. We'll see what we can do.
So අලුත් බැච් එකේ කීයක් කියලා ඉන්නවද IT එක ඔක්කොම?
Sorry.
IT අලුත් බැච් එකේ IT කීයක් කියලා ඉන්නවද ළමයි?
40 ගත්තා. network වලට නම් 31ක් ඉන්නේ B1 එකේ. B2 එකේ නම් 44ක් ඉන්නවා network. 40 පැන්නා ඉන්න 40 ඉන්නවා B2 එකේ. B1 එකේ software විතරයි 40 ඉන්නේ. multimedia 37යි, network 31යි. තාමත් fill කරනවා A level වල. No enough NVQ. That is the lamentable situation. Very serious, because NVQ students are not continuing to the degree. So encourage every others to.
අද පහුගිය අලුත් එකේ NVQ ළමයි ගොඩක් down.
That might be the reason. We had to feel.
එක්සෑම් එහෙම අමාරු කරන්නේ සෙන්ටර්ස් වලින් ඊට පස්සේ මේ ගොඩක් එහෙම ඩවුට් රිපීට් තියෙනවා NVQ ළමයි ගොඩක්.
Anyway, we better conduct different workshops. If you can volunteer and go to the your institute, and discuss with the instructor or whatever the lecturer, then have a workshop encouraging them to come to the university, because there are enough vacancies at the university for the B1 degree. No enough NVQs. B2 actually it is little hard, but better join with the B1 at first, then we can have the transfer maybe at the later stage in the second year if it is really required. So you better have some initiation, right, to encourage NVQ as responsible seniors, right? In your institutes, go and visit. Now you have free time. You are in the village. Yeah.
ඒකට කොහොමද මේ අවසර ගන්න එහෙම මොකක් කර තියෙනවද සර්? volunteer විදිහට යන්න කැම්පස් එක.
අපෙන් අවසර ගන්න දෙයක් නෑ. එතන ආයතනයේ කට්ටියට කතා කරලා මෙහෙමයි B1 එකට ඩිග්‍රී ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකට NVQ ප්‍රමාණවත් ළමයි නැති කතාව කියලා අපි මේ පොඩි ළමයි එක කතා කරන්න කියලා පැය භාගයක් අරගෙන කතා කරන්න. ළමයි පොඩ්ඩක් මොටිවේට් කරන්න මේ ඩිග්‍රී එක කරගන්න කියලා.
Okay sir.
If you can do that, it is great.
ඔය පොඩි වැඩ පිළිවෙලක් තියෙනවා මේක තාම හදාගන්න බැරුණා එහෙම අපි කොට බලලා කරනවා සර්.
I know time is very limited for everyone. I'm also struggling with different stuff. We want to conduct the lectures little hard. Anyway, nothing to do. Try to manage time if possible. Let's move forward and see. Basic switch configuration. Okay, we did this. That means you should be thorough with the basic switch configuration, upgrading the iOS, performing password recoveries, those things at the end of this module, right? Actually, we'll go more than that. Okay, Ethernet, IEEE 802.3, right? IEEE is missing here, but it is the IEEE standard 802.3. LAN development, we are getting into that context. The earliest LAN technologies commonly used either thick Ethernet or thin Ethernet infrastructure. What is the difference in between this thick Ethernet and thin Ethernet infrastructures? Which one is performing better?
Sorry, sir.
Which one is performing better?
thick Ethernet.
Thin.
Yeah, once we looked into the values there, thick is performing better, like having a large water what is that? Water pipes. Thin උනහම කොහමද? thick උනහම කොහමද වතුර බටේකට. අන්න ඒ කතන්දරේම තමයි. thick උනහම වැඩිපුර රේඩර් එකක් යවන්න පුළුවන්. වැඩිපුර වතුර කොහම හරි යවා ගන්න පුළුවන් අනිත් අතට. ඒ වගේ තමයි thick කියපුවම එකපාර meaning එක එන්නේ. It is performing better and it is true. So thick Ethernet. So actually the different Ethernet cable might used. Let's see whether there is. Yeah, this is thick coaxial cables and thin coaxial cable, right? The interface to the computer, transceiver cable, 50 ohm terminators, transceivers. Eventually, these are the gadgets. This should be the transceiver, the method. Not sure because we are not in the coaxial, but
BNC connect use කරන්න අර coaxial cable දෙකක් එකට කරන්නේ නේද? BNC connector.
Yes. These are the connectors. So inside that cable will be appeared. BNC connectors, the barrel connector, this should be the barrel. Then this is the T connector. Then these might be the terminals. At the end, we should stop leaking the signal. So කෙලවරෙන් stop කරන්නේ connect කරන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ discontinue කරන්න. මෙතන මම කියන්නේ transceiver කියන්නේ මෙතන දැන් T joint එක වගේ නෙතන තමයි මට තේරෙන විදිහට T connectors are involved. But I have never used the coaxial cables to lay the internet, lay the networks, right? But still we are just describing about these concepts because you should have some understand how this networking environment has been evolved, right? Use of the thicknet cables and connect to the computer. Okay, let's go back and see the difference in between thick Ethernet and thin Ethernet. So with the thick one, it says 500 meters would be the maximum to transmit the signal without having any degradation, right? So if you want to continue further, you should use repeater before or at the 500 meters. Require repeaters every the second statement is that require repeaters every 500 meters. Limitation on number and placement of stations. That means number of stations should be limited. I think due to the weight transmit coaxial ගහපු ගමන් bus network එකක් introduce වෙන්නේ. Bus network එකේදී computer ගන්න limit වෙනවා. මොකද just broadcast and how it transmit. Just broadcast to every other computers and only the relevant one is responded. So if multiple computers are doing same, collision will be happening. In that case, we have to limit the number of stations depending on the frequency of the communication in between the devices. We cannot say 5 or 10 or something like that at the beginning. But if it is rarely communicating, we can plug many computers. But if it is frequently communicating, like connecting to the internet or something, it is very much, the number should be very much low. number of stations should be very much low, because frequency communication will be happen between the computer and the internetwork devices like switches and routers. So typically coaxials are used for just to introduce the private network. So frequent communications are not encouraged in such environment, but connectivity can be established. Connectivity එක හදාගන්න පුළුවන් coaxial එක. Frequent communication එක හදාගත්තොත් වැඩේ කචාල් වෙනවා. ඇයි ඒ? හැමතිස්සෙම introduce කරන්නේ bus network topology එක. Bus network topology එකේ ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද? අපිට control එකක් නැහැනේ. control එකක් නැති වෙනවා collisions ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි. එතකොට bandwidth එක waste වෙනවා, utilize වෙනවා වෙනවට. එතකොට devices ගණන අනුව number of communication වෙන ගණන අනුව අපි plan කරගන්න ඕනේ devices කීයක් අපි මේ coaxial use කරලා thick network එක introduce කරලා දෙනවද කියලා. Relatively simple to add new user. It is obvious. It is the feature of the bus network. Feature of the bus network. Bus network එකේ ඕන වෙලාවක device එකක් add කරන එකේ ලොකු කතන්දරයක් නැහැ. නේද? T එකක් ගහලා computer එක connect කරගන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Provides the 10 Mbps shared bandwidth. Thing Ethernet limited to 100 meters before signal degradation. Degradations. 100 meters. Atana 500, metana 100. Require repeaters every 100 meters. Less expensive and require less space than thick Ethernet. Less expensive and require less space than thick Ethernet. Less expensive කියන එක acceptable because whatever the requirement with the thick thin cable is very less than the thick. Required less space again. The space that is required will be very less because we are not talking about the 1 or 2 cable. We consider about the hundreds of cable, because if there are, let's say, tens of cable, 10 cables thick කියපුවාම එන gravity එකයි thick 10කුයි thin 10කුයි ගත්තාම කොහොමද හිතාගත්තා ඒකනේ. අර cabling ගැන වීඩියෝ එකක් බලන්න ඊතර්නෙට් උනත් cabling ලේසි නෑ right. යකඩ කඳන් වගේ තමයි අන්තිමට network cable ටික එකතු වුනහම අපි handle කරන්න තියෙන්නේ right. Ethernet cable 50 කටක් එකතු වුනහම ලොකු බරක් තියෙනවා එතන. එතකොට මේ space එක very important. Ethernet ගැන මම කිව්වේ මොකද videos මම දැක්කයි Ethernet එකේ cabling ගැන. මේ coaxial should not be having any difference, because for each computer we have to have a link. So once they bundle together, the space is also utterly important because it consumes much thing consume less than thick. It's still difficult to pull through the buildings, I think, due to the distance matter 100. Other thing is the whatever the noises or interferences come through the outside environment, right. Adding users require network interruptions. Once you add the user, it means introduce network interruptions actually. That means මොකද වෙන්නේ කියන්නේ? These lecture notes actually adapted from the Cisco. So we just continue them as those are recommended one. So this point says adding users required network interruptions. Once we add more and more users, we are welcoming what? Noises, interruptions, collisions. So we supposed to finish around 10:15 because I have to go out for some other work. That's why we started little early. So we will continue without having any break, right? I think we better start around 7 o'clock every day, then less interruptions. We can finish around 10 o'clock. 7 to 10 might be good time, neither. Can everyone attend during that time? Please discuss an update, right? 7 to 10 on Tuesdays. Yeah. Okay, it says about the Ethernet 802.3 LAN development, adding hubs, connectors into the network offered an improvement on the thick and thin Ethernet technology. Now we talk about the thick and thin Ethernet technologies. The difference with those are not introduced in the some sort of a shared, that means, sorry, with the coaxial, with the initiative of the coaxial, always the topology would be the bus. That is the one main issue. But with the introduction of the hubs, topology will be the star. With the bus network, all the devices are in the one collision domain. One collision domain. With the involvement of the hub, also actually all our devices in the one collision domain, because hub is the layer 1 device. But we can use actually, but on the other hand, let's say like this, laying the cable is very much convenient. Hub එකට cabling කරනවා කියන්නේ coaxial වල BNC එක ගහ දඟලන්න තරම් දෙයක් නැහැ. Ethernet cable එකෙන් connect කරන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. So involvement of the hub or connect concentrators කියන්නේ hub එක වගේ කියන්නේ එක තැනකට එකතු කරලානේ කරන්නේ. Hub introduce the multiple ports, then any device can link into that, introducing the what is the topology we can find at the end. Once we connect different computers into the hub, what will be happen? What would be the topology it introduces?
Star topology.
Yeah, it is the star topology. With the star topology, actually, as far as hub is there, it is not much different. But if switch is there in the middle, it is very much advantage actually, right? With the star topology. So we looked into that at that point. Here is still talking about the use of the hub. Hub actually provide the convenient way of laying the cable and maintenance. Maintenance is much more easier because if one computer is not connected with the network, it means the problem with the computer, problem with the link between the computer and the hub. But if there is a problem with the thin or thick network with the coaxial, the thing is the troubleshooting the network is time consuming because it is very hard to realize where the issue is, right? So that is those are the improvement actually. Then second point, it says hub is a layer 1 device and sometimes refers to the Ethernet connectors. Sometimes refers to as Ethernet connectors or multi-port repeater, right? Ethernet concentrator. Ethernet concentrator කියලා කියනවලු. ඒ කියන්නේ අර මං කිව්වේ මේ කේබල් ටිකක් කොහොම හරි කරලා කනෙක්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් හබ් එකෙන් කරන්න වෙන වැඩේම කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ port 1, 3, 5 of the hub are connected with the 3 computers. 1, 3, 5 computers තුනක් එක එකතු වෙලා තියෙන එකයි computer තුනෙන් එළියට එන cable ටික කොහොම හරි කරලා අර transmission receiving pairs connect කරගන්න පුළුවන් කමක් තියනවා නම් ඒ දෙකේ වෙනසක් නැහැ. Because hub is also similar to the Ethernet cable, layer 1 device. That's why it says it has been introduced as Ethernet concentrator. Okay. So thirdly, it says introducing the hub into the network allows greater access to the network for more users. right? You can understand that with the star topology, the data access can be accommodated with the use of the hub. Not like always we compare with the previous initiative, which are thick and thin Ethernet. Compared to that, this one is much more convenient. Okay, so here it is about same thing, 802.3. Continuing the topic. So it says active hubs also allowed for extension of the network to greater distance. Active hub also allowed for extensions of networks to greater distance. What will be happen with that? Hub is functioning as what? If it allow for greater distance, hub is just working as repeater, no? Because it extends the signal, no? Whatever the today's network intermediate devices are representing the functionalities of the repeaters, right? Active hubs also allowed for the extension of the networks to greater distances. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then secondly, it talks about hub does this by regenerating the data signal. So what is the functionality of the repeater? Thirdly, it says hub does not make any decisions when receiving the data signal. Yeah, it is just a broadcasting the receiving signal to the all other ports, right? Broadcasting means the forwarding it to all other ports anyway, but no decision making. But if it same thing happen in the switching environment with the involvement of the switch, what will be happen? All the data comes in from the port 5, let's say, පහෙන් ආවොත් අනිත් ඔක්කොගෙම යන්නේ කලාතුරකින්. පහෙන් ආවොත් එක්ක 6ට යන්නේ. පහෙන් ආවොත් 8ට යන්නේ. Identified port එකට තමයි forward කරන්නේ based on the MAC address table. Right? Find out the destination address, compare it with the MAC address table, find out the destination address related port, and forward the frame into that particular port. That means some sort of a decision making thing happened with the involvement of the switch. ස්විච් එකේද decision making තියෙනවා. මේකෙදි මම හැමතිස්සෙම compare කරන switch එකත් එක්ක ඒකට ඔලුවට දාගන්න ලේසි කියලා හිතලා අරට confusion එකක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. එතකොට hub එක ගත්තාම once we consider the hub, there is no any decision making. Once I come in, go out through all the ports. It is the last point. Right?
Yes, sir. Okay. Sorry.
Let's continue further. It simply regenerates and amplifies the data signal that it receives to the all connected devices. Right? You agree with me, which is the functionality of the repeater. Then it says Ethernet is fundamentally a shared technology. Ethernet is fundamentally a shared technology where all users on the given LAN segment compete for the same available bandwidth. So as we already discussed, Ethernet is using some sort of shared way of maintaining the resource. Bandwidth එක share කරගන්න. And share කරගන්නවා කියන තැනදීම what would be happen? Share කරගන්න competition එකක් ඇති වෙනවා. There is a competition to share. Right? There is a competition to share. I need this much bandwidth. The other device says, I need that much. Likewise, competition will be there. The introduction of hub into network resulted in more user competing for same bandwidth. Introduction of the hub into a network resulting more user competing for the same bandwidth. So technically there is a bandwidth now. So all devices are planned based on that. But with the shared manner, finally the entire bandwidth will not be accommodated for one device. In that case, there should be some sort of a negotiation in between the devices to utilize the available limited resources. This is how we use the hub. This is the hub. Then hub is connected with the multiple other device, and this is the uplink connecting with the backbone network. You can understand that. Coalitions are a byproduct of Ethernet network. Coalition කියන එක මොකද වෙන්නේ? අර හිතාමතා plan කරලා introduce කරපු එකක් නෙමෙයි, byproduct. Ethernet introduce කරන්න යද්දි introduce වෙච්ච දෙයක්. If two or more devices try to transmit at the same time, collision occurs. Traffic is backed up until the collision can be cleared. මොකද වෙන්නේ? collision එකක් ඇති වුණා කියපු ගමන්ම collision එක ගැන signal එකක් එනවා. දැන් අර Google map එකේ තියෙන Google map එක බල හිටිද්දි වැඩේ කරගෙන යද්දි ඊතනක accident එකක් වුණා කියලා කොහේ හරි. එතකොට දැන් traffic jam එකක් හිටිනවනේ. එතකොට ඒක ටක් ගාලා detect කරනවා. එතකොට අපි ඒ පාරෙන් යන්නේ නැතුව වෙන පාරකින් යනවනේ නේ. Very rarely happen in our case because we are, I don't know, I'm very rarely driving. But once I use the taxi and things pick me or something, the drivers are saying, sir, this road is traffic. This red color represents that, so we will use some other road. Like that, they enhance the map and describe us. In the same way, if collision happen, entire traffic will be blocked. It is common. Equality theory not. Traffic මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වුණාම අන traffic එක block වෙනවා. පාරේ traffic එකත් එකයි network traffic එකත් එකයි ඒක common දෙයක්. collision එකක් වුණා කියන්නේ accident එකක් වුණා කියන්නේ there should be delay technically. තියෙන්නම ඕනේ දෙයක් තමයි ඒක. So in that case what will be happen? Whatever the incoming traffic will be buffered, will not be forwarded to the transmission media. Cable වලට දානවද? නෑ, cable වලට දාන්නේ නෑ. මොකද කරන්නේ? Buffered in the buffered in the still behind the actually hub environment. It says traffic is backed up until the collision can be cleared. Collision එක clear වෙනකන් device එක දාන්න නැහැ කියන එක. මොකද hub එකට feature එකක් නැහැනේ. buffering කියන එක hub is not buffering, right? Hub is just a Ethernet thing. So at the end devices, computer එකක් විදියට once computer detect the collision, computer is not going to forward the traffic into the transmission media. දැන් අපි hub එක ගැන ඉන්නේ. hub එකේදී hub එක buffer කරන්නේ නැහැ traffic. collision එකක් වුණා කියලා. කවුද එහෙනම් buffer කරන්නේ? තියාගෙන ඉන්නේ කවුද? data generate වුණාට ඒ වලින් නම් beta යවන්නේ කියලා ඒගේ data generate වුණාට ඒ data ටික buffer කරගෙන තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා because of the notifications comes due to the collision. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then Himansa, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once collision happen, what will be happen? Who is going to, the data will be transferred in the same way, or what will be happen for the data? I just asked from the Himansa to motivate everyone. Then just passively listening. Ahmed, can you answer for that? No idea. ඊයේ තිබ්බා.
ඊයේ network තිබ්බනේ ඒකයි. ඒ අද software එක MW
Okay. Okay. So can anyone answer?
the end device එක data buffer කරගන්න.
Right. Yes. End device buffer the data, not the intermediate device. End device the buffer the data at this stage. Hub වලට මුකුත් කරන්න බෑනේ. collision එක detect කරපු ගමන් computer එක මොකද කරන්නේ? computer එක යවන එක නතර කරගන්න. Until traffic is clear. When the number of collisions in a network is a excessive sluggish network response time. When the number of collisions in a network is excessive, මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේ collision වෙනවා කියලා limit එකකුත් තියෙනවනේ. When the number of collision in a network is excessive, what will be happen? Sluggish network response times result. Sluggish network කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? අර ඒක respond එකක් නැහැ. නිකන් හිර වෙලා වගේ. අර කම්පියුටරේ ඔන්න ගමන් අර කම්පියුටරේට පොඩ්ඩක් settle වෙන්න දෙන්නේ නැතුව එහෙන් ඔබනවා මෙහෙන් ඔබනවා මුකුත් වෙන්නේ නැතුව හිර වෙලා තියෙන යන්නේ ඒ වගේ තමයි. කියන්නේ sluggish. There is no response. Although we are clicking here and there is no response. Then we keep continuing clicking in the computer's environment. Will that solve the problem? No. We should allow reasonable time for computers to start up and settle. Start up and settle. Right? So such situation we call sluggish. Sluggish means stuck or something like that. No response come from the devices. No response come from the network through the network. කට්ටිය ආවනවනේ. collision වැඩි වෙනවනේ. collision නැති වෙන කොහෙද? පාරේ. පාර කියන්නේ network එක. network හැමතැනම accident නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? අපිට යන්න බැරි වෙනවා. This indicates that the network has become too congested or too many users are trying to access the network at the same time. අපි කියවනේ මේක shared medium එකක් කියලා. So there should be mutual understanding between the end devices. What shall they do? If there is collision, just hold for some time before sending it. Right? So if that is not the case, what will be happen? Everyone start transmitting. Right? So instead of solving the problem, just generate or worse the problem with the too congested networking environment. Right? So end users has the responsibility to reduce the collision in the shared medium. Layer 2 devices are more intelligent than the layer 1 devices. You agree, no? How it becomes intelligent? Layer 2 devices become more intelligent than the layer 1 device. How it becomes? හැමදාම අහන ප්‍රශ්නයක් මම මේ අහන්නේ. කාගෙන් හරි නමක් කියලා වුණා හරිනේ නැත්නම් විදුසුමිය කීප දෙනෙක් තමයි උත්තර දෙන්නේ. Ahmad, you may respond this time. කට්ටිය online Oh, okay. Ahmad.
Yes, sir.
The first statement say layer 2 devices are more intelligent than layer 1 device. What is the meaning behind that? හිතන්න කට්ටියම කියන්න එපා කට්ටියම හිතන්න මං අහන්න එක්කෙනා කියන්න මම අහන්නට පුළුවන්ද? ඇයි layer 2 devices more intelligent than layer 1? Okay, very simple question. layer 2 වලට වැඩිය දෙයක් තියෙනවා layer 1 වල. මොකක්ද ඒ කියලා අහන්නේ. විසුන් කියන්න එපා හොඳේ. දැන් තව කීප දෙනෙක් ඉන්න කවුද? තරින්දනේ. අහන එක්කෙනා විතරක් කියන්නකො. ලක්ෂිත මාලක Tanil Prabhat and Taninda Hasranga, you better use the registration number to name your name. Vidasun and Dinesh had done it proper way. Name within bracket registration number. First name within bracket registration number. That should be the practice. Dilshan also. Okay. Please answer. Dilshan, can you answer this? Why layer 2 devices are more intelligent than the layer 1 device? Layer 1 can physical layer to වැඩිය data link layer devices enrich වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? ළමයි you have to think, right? Read the second statement and answer me. Read the second statement yourself. The reason is there.
Layer 2 devices has
Transmission data frame. It can transferring data across various network.
ඇයි layer 1 device එක hub එක තිබ්බනම් ඒක වෙන්නේ නැද්ද? Once you use the layer 1 device, that thing has not been happened. Something in addition to that is there in the second point, right? Read the second point carefully.
Sir, switch can break collision domain one domain to multiple domain. One domain to multiple collision domain. Switch can.
Yes, that is one thing. That means layer 2 devices introducing the multiple collision domain. දැන් hub එක තියෙන තැන devices පහක් ගහලා තිබ්බනම් පහම ඉන්නේ එකම collision domain එක, එකම broadcast domain එක. ඒ hub එක අයින් කරලා එතනින් switch එකක් තිබ්බොත් 5 computers තියෙනවා කිව්වනේ. එයාලා ඉන්නේ එකම broadcast domain එක, හැබැයි collision domain පහක් තියෙනවා. With that, there is some performance improvement. That means for the others who can't understand Single, I will do that. Repeat that again. Once we use the hub, physical outlook is not much different with the layer 2 device switch. And if those two devices are connected with the 5 computers, the environment with the hub has one broadcast domain and one collision domain. The environment with the switch, one broadcast domain, but multiple collision domain depending on the number of links introduced from the switch. Number of links introduced from the switch. Computer පහක් තිබ්බනම් collision domain පහයි. Right? So it is important thing, but which is not related to the intelligence. It's important thing with the layer 2 device, but this is not related to the intelligence. Here we talk about the intelligence. How this intelligence comes to the layer 2 device. Layer 1 වල නැති intelligence එකක් layer 2 වලට දෙන්නේ කවුද?
MAC address table.
Yeah, that is the answer I wanted to have. MAC address table. Instead of broadcasting the frame, it introduced the unicast. based on the information in the MAC address table. If there is no information in the MAC address table at the very beginning, at the very initialization process, the broadcasting will be happen similar to the hub, but after some time, MAC address table is synchronized. Once synchronized, then what will be happen? Synchronize MAC address table, introduce the unicast, not broadcast. Okay. Okay. Please try to understand, right? ආගන ඉඳලා සාදු කියලා ගියාට වැඩක් ඉන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලා ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න එතකොට තමයි මටත් හිතන්න හිතෙන්නේ. නැත්තම් මටත් කම්මැලි. මා just continue කරගෙන ඉවර කරනවා. lecture 1 ඉවරයි, 2 ඉවරයි, 3 ඉවරයි කියන විතරයි. අන්තිමට ඔයාලට මුකුත් ඔලුවට යන්නේ නැත්තම් වැඩක් නෑ අපි මේ කරන දේ. I just use the bilingual because that means English and Sinhala both, because I can understand, some cannot understand properly once I use the English. Unfortunately, I cannot understand Tamil. So you better rest. Even someone cannot understand Sinhala, sorry, you have to raise it in English and I will guide you. At the end of the session, you should have thorough understand about what I taught. ලොකු දේවල් කියන්නේ නැහැ, පොඩි දේවල් තමයි කියන්නේ. පොඩි දේවල් ටික එකතු වුණාම තමයි ලොකු දෙයක් වෙන්නේ. Right? Once small things are collected together, the concept, internet network switching concept is appeared. So it is some sort of a building blocks, right? One by one, we are just plugging them together. Although you feel these things are very basic or something like that, once we reach into that complex stuff, you might not be able to apply these things. Exam එකේදී ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අහන දෙයක් තමයි collision domain, broadcast domain. ඒකට හරියට උත්තර දෙන්න නැති ළමයි ඉන්නවා. අන්න ඒ වගේ answer script produce කරන්න එපා. Once you produce answer scripts, you better think and produce rich answers. Okay. A bridge is a layer 2 device used to divide or segment a network. Bridge is a layer 2 device. How bridge is different from the switch?
Bridge have 2 ports. Switch have multiple ports.
Yeah, bridge has only 2 ports, receiving and sending in between 2 segments, network segments, but switch has multiple ports. And otherwise we can say multi-port bridge, or multi-port bridge is the switch. Otherwise 2-port switch is a bridge. Switch එකෙන් bridge එක ගැන කියන්නත් පුළුවන්, bridge එකෙන් switch එක ගැන කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. MAC address table is there. ඔතෙන්දී හොඳ දෙයක් හිතන්න කට්ටියම. In the switch, if one device is connected with the one port, that port carry only one MAC address නේද? If there is a bridge, what will be happen? One side, many computers, the other side, again, few computers. No computers, not only one computer, right? එක පැත්තක හරි computer එකට වැඩිය තියෙනවානේ. How they generate the MAC address table? Then you should have understand that one port can carry multiple MAC addresses. One port can carry multiple MAC addresses. So with the idea of functionalities behind the bridge, you can have that idea. Bridge එකේ දැන් bridge එක කියන එක තේරුණානේ, පාලමම තමයි. පාලමෙන් එක පැත්තක එක network segment එකක්, අනිත් පැත්තේ අනිත් network segment එක. එතකොට 2 ends නේ, 2 ports are involved නේ. Those 2 ports should carry all the MAC addresses with related to the right side network segment and left side network segment, right? So this left side port carry all the MAC addresses of the left side network segment. Right side port carry all the MAC addresses of the right side network segment. Otherwise we cannot map, right? So one port can carry multiple MAC addresses. right? So bridge is capable of collecting and selectively passing the data frames between the two network segments. Bridges do this by learning the MAC address of all devices on each connected segment. That's what I already explained. Registration 0, excuse me, right? Product in. Using this information, the bridge built a bridging table. It is similar to that, right? MAC address table එකේ නම වෙනස් වෙන්නේ මෙතන bridging නම විතරයි, but same functionality, and forward or block traffic based on that table. Bridging table එකයි MAC address table එකයි no different. The name is different, but the functionality is same. This results the smaller collision domain and great network efficiency. කොහොමද small collision domain එක ඇති වෙන්නේ? Layer 2 device එකක් ඉඳලා multiple collision domain introduce වෙනවා. ඊට අමතරව තව පොඩි දෙයක් තියෙනවා. Layer 2 devices වල තියෙනවා මොකද්ද? Maintain the buffers. So layer 2 device, they introduce the multiple collision domains. At the same time, it introduce buffer. Buffer එකක් ආපුවා මොකද වෙන්නේ? අර end device එක just end device push the data to the network rapidly, but what will happen? Bridge make the decision whether to forward it further or not, depending on the collision. Limited flow control is happen for limited transmission. එවන ඔක්කොම යවන්නේ layer 2 device buffer කරන් තියන් ටික ටික තමයි යවන්නේ. Okay, I think you got the point. This result in smaller collision domain and greater network efficiency. Okay, this is how bridge is involved. This end can be, thank you, one network segment, the other network segment. Hub is there, multiple computers are there. So whatever these three computers related MAC addresses are recorded in this end for that link. Interface 1 කියමුකෝ. Interface 1 එකේ 123 124 125 related MAC addresses තියෙනවා. Interface 2 එක 126 127 128 related MAC addresses. So interface 1 is carrying the MAC addresses of 123 124 and 125. Interface 2 is carrying the MAC addresses of 126 127 128, right? So bridge is doing that great job controlling the traffic without introducing the collisions or reducing the possibility of having collision. Bridges are more intelligent than hubs. Bridges are more intelligent than hubs. You agree with me? No? Hub is layer 1 device. Bridge is layer 2 device. Bridges eavesdrop. Can eavesdropping can just looked into that. If there is a conversation and if someone is looking into that, eavesdrop or hearing that, eavesdrop on conversation to learn and maintain address table. Bridge collect and pass frames between two network segments. Bridge control the traffic to the network. So all the points are clear by now. So if you ask the functionality of the bridge, you better draw the diagram first. And understand how things are happening and try to interpret these 4 aspects in your words. No, don't need to remember by heart and right there. Just try to understand what is the why bridge is more intelligent than hub, right? Then eavesdropping conversation means try to capture the MAC addresses to introduce the MAC address table or bridging table. And collect and pass frames between two network segments. It is the obvious thing in the middle. It just connect the segment 1 and 2. Bridge control the traffic to the network. Whatever the traffic comes from the segment 1 will not forward it to the segment 2 directly. Whatever the traffic comes from segment 1 will not forward it to the segment 2 directly. Segment 1 එකකින් එනවා කෙලින්ම segment 2 දාන්නේ. There is a buffering mechanism. looked into the traffic or bandwidth available. If it is likely to happen the collision, just buffer the data and forward later. Right? So bridge is a little bit intelligent in that case, because it makes the decision before forwarding the frames.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, switch එක අඳුරගද්දී MAC address එක ඒ කියන්නේ port එකට plug කරා කියලා අඳුරගන්නේ නැහැ නේද? communicate කරොත් විතර නේද අඳුරගන්නේ?
Communicate කරොත් ඔකනේ අර initial stabilization process එක නේද?
ඔව් සර් මේ MAC table එකට දාගන්න MAC address එක එතකොට නේ කොහොමද අඳුරගන්නේ මේ port එකේ තියෙන්නේ කියලා?
ඔව් ඒ උනාට switches වල initial තප්පරයක් දෙන්න. You are correct, because whatever the incoming and outgoing traffic should be observed to update the MAC address table. But nowadays the devices, once they connect into the switch or bridge, they just automatically generate the traffic. The purpose of having better understand, I should stabilize, right? Administrative traffic එකක් generate කරගන්නවා. තේනද? ඔයාලා කියන්නේ user traffic ගැනනේ. computer එකකින් අනිත් computer එකට communicate කරන 123 127ට communicate කරද්දී තමයි හරිනම් 123 IP MAC එක update වෙන්නේ. 127 update කරගන්නේ නැහැ. Once 123 sending something to 127, at that time 123 related MAC is updated in the bridge. Then 127 is responding to 123. At that time 127 related MAC address is updated in the bridge. At every time source MAC address is referred to update the MAC address table. You are correct, but with the evolvement of technology, now once we plug in the computer to switch or bridge or whatever the intermediate device, it generates the administrative traffic to stabilize the network. In that case, it generates some frames and forwarded to the switch. Then switch understand that device is connected now, so its MAC address is this. Likewise, it just update the MAC address table or bridging table. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, shall we stop at this point, because I have to go now. We will start from here. Tuesday evening අපි පොඩක් මේක කතා කරලා ඊළඟ එකට ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් වලට අපි විදුසුන්ට බාර දෙමු. Okay, thank you then. Okay.
Yes,
sorry, just wait. You have to put the attendance name. Please forward your official name with initial and registration number, right? Together, right? එකක වෙන වෙනම මේ වන්න එපා, මට compile කරගන්න අමාරුයි.